Hello folks, I'm here at the side of my front garden and I wanted to make a video on some palms. I haven't really showed in a while, and they definitely deserve some credit and some film time, so I just wanted to make a little video on them and do a little update and show how they're doing. So these are the two hardiest palms in the world. We have here the hardiest palm in the world, the needle palm, native to the subtropical southeast from basically southern South Carolina through much of central and southern Georgia, down into northern and central Florida, and then west through Alabama, and it is the hardiest palm in the world, hardy to well below 0 Fahrenheit, and the exact hardiness has been debated, and it's sort of depends on how long you're talking about, but it is hardy to well below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. It is an incredibly hardy palm. Here we have the second hardiest palm in the world, also native to the subtropical southeast. It's kind of an enigma, kind of a mystery. This palm is actually native to a much wider and broader area than the needle palm, and its range entirely encases that of the needle palm, and it actually is native far north, up to basically the Virginia border, in northern North Carolina, and some speculate that it was once or maybe is still native to Virginia, and some specimens have been spotted that may be native, could be naturalized as well, but basically up to Virginia border, if not into Virginia, and then into throughout North Carolina, coastal North Carolina, south, basically half of South Carolina, through Georgia, up to the southern Atlanta suburbs, and up to basically throughout the subtropical southeast, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, even into northwestern Mexico, northeastern Mexico, excuse me, and then northwest to McCurtain County in eastern Oklahoma, and about the third to southern half of Arkansas. So it's native to much colder and higher elevation, much colder areas than the needle palm's native to. So it's sort of a mystery. Obviously, the needle palm's range was probably much larger than it was prior to the last ice age, glaciation, and all that. But it still is a mystery why, if this palm is hardier, why did its range shrink so much, and then why does this still have such a larger range going to much colder areas, yet this is hardier? And some argue that the colder ecotypes from places like McCurtain County, Oklahoma, actually are hardier than the warmer ecotypes like from Florida of the needle palm, and that may be true, but it's still a mystery why this species is generally harder than that if this is native to colder areas than the needle palm. Either way, they're both incredible species, and both bulletproof in the DC area. So if you're in the DC area or a similar climate, temperate climates, basically zone 6 up, these palms will be bulletproof pretty much. And I would definitely give them a try. Cincinnati, they've got some nice big specimens, all the way to across the Midwest. Louisville, Kentucky, I know of some. Obviously, DC's got many huge needle palms and huge dwarf palmetto. So if you're in a similar climate or a warmer climate, definitely try them. They do like some humidity, so if you're in a climate like Los Angeles, Southern California, or like a Mediterranean type drier climate, or a desert climate, they can grow there. And I've seen some beautiful specimens. I saw some beautiful specimens of the dwarf palmetto at Huntington Gardens that were probably nearing 10 feet tall, and then I've seen pictures of some like 10-foot tall needle palms there, which have like huge trunks, which are also gorgeous, but they would require, like the windmill palm, it's not an ideal climate if you're in a drier climate, so they do require a bit of water, so just take note of that. And speaking of which, I have not watered this at all since I planted it. I definitely should have, and you can see the consequences here. It's got these dead brownish fronds here, which I need to snip off, but the growing point's healthy. It's putting out new spears, so it's got this sort of bending new spear. But yeah, it's a healthy palm. I just need to give it some more water, and the suckers are incredibly healthy. It's actually got a third sucker. This sucker actually emerged since I got it. It hasn't been there before, so that's really good to see. And it shows that it's obviously incredibly healthy. Just got a little browning on the fronds there. So got about 3 suckers on it, and obviously the main trunk. And if you're wondering the namesake, obviously it's got these needles, which apparently in colonial days in the South, they actually use them. First of all, these are tiny, like bendy needles. Once they get older, these things are like deadly. They hurt so much, and I've been pricked by them. It's like a porcupine. They hurt so much. So be careful when you're reaching in there. Definitely be careful when you're reaching in for a mature needle palm. I've been pricked, and I can tell you it hurts. And they definitely are thick enough and sharp enough to be used as sewing needles. So that's kind of crazy. I never knew that, but they were used as sewing needles apparently in colonial days in the South. And just an awesome palm, incredibly hardy. And you can see it's doing well despite some a little bit of browning. I need to give it a little more water and just trim away those. But you can see both these palms are planted in the shade, and that's because they are understory plants. They grow under, for the dwarf palmetto, usually it'll grow in more wet areas, although there are exceptions to that because it has such a broad and diverse range. Usually it's native to like bald cypress swamps, or sometimes drier like pine hammocks, like mostly you know, either pine savannas or bald cypress swamps, or it'll have big conifers usually growing over it. So it will be mostly in the shade. That's why I have it in the shade here. Same with this. This will grow mostly in swampy areas, especially as is a smaller range. It's usually found in swamps, occasionally on hillsides in Florida. But definitely both shade plants. So I've got one of these beautiful eastern hemlocks here, Suga canadensis, and these beautiful holly trees here. So yeah, I recommend at least partial shade. You don't really need it here. Actually, you can put them in full sun, honestly, in the DC area because it's so hot and humid and we get plenty of rain. If you're in a dry climate, I would definitely recommend giving them plenty of shade to sort of keep, you know, help them retain that moisture that they so desperately like and need. So thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned for more videos. These are, like I said, the 2 hardiest species of palm in the world, and these are growing here in my front garden. This is the dwarf palmetto. You can see it's actually putting out, this prong came out. It's got that little taproot there, which is like basically the roots. At a certain point, once it's basically like a potted specimen, and once you put it in the ground, it pushes out this little taproot thing down here, and then you can see it's finally putting out a 3-pronged frond. It looks like all these ones are 2, but so it's got a first mature frond coming out, and I got plenty of stable minor. This is I have 2 that I got from Pungo Palms, this being one of them. The other one's in the back, which you've seen, and they're both my biggest, and they're doing really well. So maybe a little, I gotta water them, but you know, they're doing well, and I can't complain. They're nice, healthy, beautiful palms, and incredibly tough, incredibly hardy. So thanks for watching, folks. I just thought these palms deserved a little update because they are so awesome and hardy, and yeah, they're absolutely beautiful, especially when they mature. They are slow growers, but well worth it in my opinion. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos, folks. Have a good one, and thanks for watching. Take care.